Guys, Dr. Jesse and Dr. Amy from the Chiropractic Health and Wellness Centre, and what we want to do is shoot a video for people who might be quarantined or you're going into quarantine, because we know one of the things we need to do to stay healthy is to keep moving. And so we're going to run through some simple things you can do to maintain your posture, keep your spinal muscles active, keep your core muscles active, whilst you can't really go anywhere. So first thing, and this is the thing about your postural muscles, if you're sitting down, because I think the temptation is going to be to sit and watch Netflix or sit on the computer on Facebook for the duration of the 2 weeks. Once you've been sitting for about 30 to 45 minutes, your postural muscles start to turn off. So rather than supporting our structure, we actually end up resting on our structure, and that's when we start waking up or getting out of our chair and we've got sore backs, sore necks, etc. So if you do these, this will at least keep your postural muscles on and protect you through that period. So Amy, first off, she's been sitting down for a good 45 minutes, and so we're going to run through a quick series of exercises to turn everything on. What I need you to do is stand feet pointing straight ahead, and you want them about 1 fist width apart. Perfect. Stand up nice and straight and squeeze your backside as tight as you possibly can. So you want to squeeze your muscles, and you're going to do that for 5 seconds. So you want to do that to the point that they almost start to cramp. All right, if they're cramping, you're really squeezing as hard as you can, and relax. Yeah. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So holding it for 5 seconds, and you repeat this 3 times. What you're starting to do is activate your core muscles. Just let me know when you're done. Done? Great. Done. Now point your feet out, so at about 45, and we're going to run through the same series again. So squeeze for 5 seconds, relax, and do it 3 times. And so essentially what we're doing is we're taking our thigh bones through different ranges of motion so that you're activating different parts of the muscle and different core muscles. Done? Yeah. Next one is toes touching. Now with this one, we need to stand up straight, because as your toes touch, it's got a tendency to pull you forward. So while you're standing up straight, you're now going to clench your thigh muscles. So these muscles on the front, tight as you can for 5 seconds, making sure you stand up straight till they're cramping. Relax. Good, relax. I'm going to do it 3 times again. And just let me know when you're done.
Last one.
Awesome. So that's going to activate your core muscles down low. Next thing, and you've got to be standing while you do this, obviously. The next one is we want to start to activate our spinal muscles. So if you hold your arms straight out, palms up, and you're going to pin your shoulder blades back together as tight as you possibly can, and do 30 circles with your arms. The key here is your arms are agitating the movement, so you want to make sure that you're keeping your shoulder blades pinned in nice and tight. And once you've done, that's about 30, and then palm down. Yep, keep those shoulder blades pinned in, and then do another 30. So this is a really simple way to turn everything on, and you'll find if you've actually got some low back pain, if you do or even pain between the shoulders, if you do these exercises, they're going to start to relieve the pain. But you want to do them every 30 to 45 minutes of sitting. So then the next thing we can do is some simple squats and chin tucks, right? Cool. So if you want to turn and face this way for me. The idea is we want to translate the head back. So not tip it backward and not push it forward, but translate straight back. So can you do some retractions? Great. And so you should be feeling it in the muscles up the base of your neck. That's the key, just activating those. And again, they're starting to bring your head back. Then, if I can get you facing the camera again and just back up against the wall. These are some really good postural exercises that we can do to strengthen our core. So the key with this is we want to lock in our pelvic brace. So that's what holds our spine strong. And then we want to make sure that it's on no matter what we're doing. So we're going to agitate it with some different movements. So I'll put my hand behind Amy's back and the small of her back. And if you squeeze your tummy muscles, flatten my hand against the wall. This is the pelvic brace. So you'll notice the pelvis rocks back a little bit. So while holding that, hold your arms out. We're going to do a wall angel. So keeping that nice and tight. The whole focus is on the pelvic brace. And then raise the arms overhead, keeping that tight. Raising your arms overhead really just makes it harder to hold that pelvic brace. So depending on you, you'll do between 5 and 10. Some people will find it hard to keep their arms flush on the wall like Amy. So the key is to do what you can within a pain-free range of motion, because you just got to work with your body, and as you do it more, then you'll get better. If you find any of these are actually hurting though, just as a side note, send us an email or call us and we can work out, if there's another variation that you could do. And then finally, we're going to do some wall squats with the pelvic brace. So if you step out from the wall, and when Amy's doing this squat, we want to make sure her knees are at 90 degrees when she bends. We don't want the knee going forward over the toes. you're going to squeeze, so maintain the pelvic brace, squeezing the back side, raising yourself up, and pause before we fully lock the knee. That will keep weight on the quads, and then we're going to come back down again. And the whole time we're keeping that pelvic brace locked nice and tight. And again, shoot for 5 to 10, but work with your body and do what you can there. So there's some simple things you can do. Aside from that, walking is great. I mean, if you can get your 10,000 steps walking every day, that's brilliant. The key is your body thrives on movement. You've got a lymph system which pushes toxins and extracellular waste out of your body. It relies on movement. You've got a lot of processes that do. So the more movement you can get, the better you're going to fare. Hope this helps.